My dad was a truck driver.
Okay.
He drove produce for a produce company. My dad only made $30 a week. He only had a third grade education, and his running joke is that the first day he went to school, the teacher didn't show up. The second day, the books didn't show up. And the third day, the damn school burned down. So that was his running joke. But, you know, my dad convinced the owners of the trucking company to let him have the truck 24/7 every day.
Oh, I remember.
And he would go and tear down old houses and sell all the metals and the wood, the lumber. He would then, it was pretty standard in the South. People would, their car would break down, they would just leave it wherever it broke down. If it broke down in the street, they would leave it. The yard, they would leave it. And so he would buy these cars.
Okay.
And pay $20 for them, and then he would sell all the parts, the tires, everything. So, you know, when you see Sanford and Son,
Yeah, yeah.
that's how our house looked.
Really?
Just like that.
Wow, wow.
You know, lumber, metals, tires stacked up, batteries.
Because all of that equated to potential money.
And he actually made more money doing that than the $30 he made a week driving the truck.
Well, he was investing almost all of his weekly income to get it, huh? To get the cars.
And he taught me entrepreneurship at a very early age. And so did my mother. My mother was what they called a colored maid.
Okay.
And she made $3 a day, so she made $15 a week. You know, think about that.
Yeah.
$45 a week my parents
For the
made.
family.
But my mother, on their jobs, they made $45, and they took that $45 and reinvested it. Because my mother convinced the white woman she was a maid for and her friends to give them and give her any apparel, anything that was material.
Really?
Sheets, pillowcases, whatever it was. Old hand-me-down clothes, and her best two girlfriends, my mom and her best two girlfriends, on the weekends would sew and make these beautiful quilts and sell them. And I think, you know, we've heard about these quilts in the South that these women, well, my mom, that's what she did. And occasionally on the weekend, when I was younger, as I got older, that changed. But occasionally they would ask me to help thread the needle.
Okay.
As their eyes were getting bad.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I would go in there and thread the needles for them. But to see this big square wood thing, and all in the living room, they'd move the furniture out, and it was a sight to see.
Yeah, I'm
And a
sure.
beautiful piece of art, because I also looked back and I realized they were also, it was a piece of art.
Yeah.
And so they would sell those, and those quilts. And that's how my parents made their real income, was not from their day jobs, we'll call it day jobs, it was from their entrepreneurship. So I saw that as a child. I shared just yesterday with the young minds at Alabama A&M, I grew up on a dirt road. We had an outside bathroom. Call it an outhouse in the South, until I was about 14. And I always marvel at the fact, out of gratitude and being humble, and I tell my audience, if I can grow up on a dirt road and with an outside bathroom, parents were not educated, but they were entrepreneurs. Like, why, what excuse does anyone else have?
Yeah, that's right.
And so that was my beginning, was a humble beginning.
Sure.
But my family had a lot of love. My dad, they all worked extremely hard, had determination. I wouldn't say that that was their passion, the things that they did. I think they did it out of determination and love of family. And I talk about sometimes we get confused with determination versus passion.